This is the knockout artist, Chris Hero. And if you're looking for some true heel heat, you better listen to them boys.
What's up, True Heel Heat? True Heel Heat. What's up? True Heel Heat. All hands on me.
Yo, what up? You know what it is. It's your boy AJ Francis reporting to you live from New York City, the birthplace of hip-hop. And I'm telling you that I'm only tuned in with True Heel Heat Wrestling. Holla at me.
Hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. We are live on the True Hill Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Romeo's Twitter for Rated Raw Review, episode 38, Road to Rehab, discussing the October 7th, 2024 edition of Monday Night Raw, the first Monday Night Raw of 2 hours length in 12 years. And boy, oh boy, do you know they had some rust on it for sure. But I am joined here. He is back-to-back weeks. I think this is a new record for him. Because I think like the last time you were on a show, you did not make it
Definitely
to
not
back-to-back
on the
weeks. So this is, oh my God. He's like, I already read the spoilers, so I'm not going to be here next week. But back-to-back weeks, he is back with us, Mr. Romeo Anthony Colon. How are you?
You're gonna have me a lot with these 2-hour Raws. Oh baby, whenever Raw's on against a big live sporting event, I usually just watch the sporting event, and I'll catch Raw later. When I pressed the video for Raw and I saw it was an hour 25 minutes long, I was like, yes, which means this review should be 30 minutes, 30-minute review, especially 30 minutes. Oh, it felt so good. It was like it got to Sami Gunther. I was like, what? Already the main event? What? Fuck it.
You sound like one of our chats on Facebook. We were telling people like this is a 2-hour show. They're like, what?
Oh, I love it.
It's like
Oh,
some people didn't get the memo. But goddamn, did this 2-hour show have 3 hours worth of ads on it?
see, okay, now I'm gonna trust you on that because when I watch it, all the ads are gone.
I know.
So
I know.
for you watching that, it's like I could see how that would be annoying.
But you can tell by it being in length.
An hour
You said
25. That
an hour and
means
25 minutes. That means 35 minutes worth of ads. That means at least 10 commercial breaks at the very least.
yeah.
And they put about five of them in the main event.
Yeah.
Or it felt like 5.
Were there picture-in-pictures? It felt like it, but
there was some picture-in-picture breaks. Yeah.
It felt like it, and they cut it off of the stream that I was watching. So
yeah, because I had to go back because the stream I was watching was like go out, and then I have to click on like another one because I'm out here in the UK still, so I can't watch it on like USA Network. But like so I had to go back and watch like the 2 main matches on this show. And I saw that they just cut out the picture-in-picture break because they're unlike AEW, who do like a full thing on Fight TV where you get the picture-in-picture with commentary. WWE doesn't have that alternative. TNT Sports, they just they go to commercial, they don't have picture-in-picture, and then they come back.
Yeah, funny.
But we're going to talk about Monday Night Raw this week, coming off the heels of WWE Bad Blood. And we got some stuff to talk about with that show, stuff to talk about with last night's show. But you know the deal. First of all, we appreciate y'all if you are joining us live. Appreciate y'all if you're watching us on demand. Remember to show your appreciation back. The simplest way possible is by dropping the thumbs up on this video. You can share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're new to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. And of course, sound off in the live chat. If you're with us live, we love to interact with all of you guys, hear your thoughts on last night's Monday Night Raw. So sound off, let us know what you think. We'll try to highlight as many of your comments as possible. But of course, if you're feeling generous, you want to get back to what we do here, you can hit the $ and send a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to the contributors that you see on screen with us here. And me and Romeo, we appreciate the support. We appreciate
the money. I think you guys are giving Jimmy Macron enough on Thursdays. Bring some of that over here on Tuesdays, please. Please. Guys.
Hey, they've been late. They've been late on Thursdays as of late. It's been late on Thursdays as of late as well. But
I'll take light.
He's like counting pennies over here. But yeah, we appreciate any and all support that you could send to us here. And of course, if you're watching us on Facebook, drop a like, drop a heart, drop a laughing emoji, an angry emoji. However, Monday Night Raw made you feel. If you're watching us on Romeo's Twitter, drop a heart, retweet the video. That helps out the algorithm over there. We already got in the chat with us today Seth, who said, "Sup, everyone." We got Vala B, who says, "I felt this show was mid, but at least it was only 2 hours." To be fair, yes. A mid 2 hour show is much better than a mid 3 hour show.
Yeah, that's why I don't understand your little subtitle that you have on your name there. It says maybe, well, you got to take the comment down so people can see it. Maybe 3 hours wasn't so bad. Come on, man. 3 hours sucks. I hate 3 hours.
I mean, they've been on a roll. outside of last week, they were on a good 3-month roll of great 3 hour shows.
I think you would have hated the show if there was another hour on top of it.
Maybe we could have got some more women on the show.
I'll tell you what, the Judgment Day segments went down.
Yo, no Judgment Day. I almost, by the end of the show, it took me waking up this morning and being like, damn, there was no Damian Priest, no Finn Balor on the show.
Maybe that's why you didn't like the Raw so much. We need the Judgment Day. Judgment Day is Raw.
But I mean, that feud is dead. That feud is dead and buried, coming off of Bad Blood. I didn't hear your thoughts on Bad Blood. I haven't gone back and watched the watch party. What did you think about Bad Blood?
I think the beginning and ending was really good. It was, the middle, But I still enjoyed myself. Like, it's probably the worst pay-per-view of the year, but yeah, what can you say?
It seems kind of funny.
Hell is like that's like 4 3/4, man. 4 3/4 stars. Yeah. Like they really knocked that out the park. And the
I
ending,
agree.
with all the story they had going on with the ending, is really good.
I agree. It was basically the first Triple H era PLE that felt like a Vince McMahon era PLE, where Vince used to always do really good to great opener, really good to great main event, and then he was like, with the middle. He was like,
The good old SmackDown shit sandwich that we grew so accustomed to. But
exactly.
Triple H's answer at the press conference.
Oh my god, that he got my LVP for the whole show because I was like, this was his worst booked and paced PLE for me, and he had that answer at the press conference, which I was like, yeah, you're definitely LVP, sir.
You gotta know you can't say something like that. Like PR's gotta talk to that guy at the risk of losing your job, but you gotta talk to him.
Because he's bad. Like that's not even the worst answer he's given in a press conference this year.
Imagine you're a person of color on the roster too, and you hear that. It's like, what? Really? Like, I love you, Triple H, but don't say that.
Oh man, it was bad. That was a bad one. Definitely a bad one.
Bad blood.
Bad blood. But yeah, I agree with you. Probably the worst WWE PLE. And I was about to say, I was like, man, I thought the build to like Double or Nothing was not that great, unlike the other builds for AEW or Wrestle Dream. I was talking about on Collision Discourse yesterday. Wrestle Dream, man, this is the worst build to an AEW pay-per-view. So I think WWE and AEW about to have their worst pay-per-views of the year in October.
Well, to me, like Bad Blood had an amazing. Wait, you're comparing Bad Blood to Wrestle Dream? What are you comparing?
Yeah, I'm saying that WWE had their worst PLE with Bad Blood, despite.
Okay,
I said the Hell in a Cell was fantastic. It was great and one of the best WWE matches of the year. But I probably will say something like that at AEW Wrestle Dream with the 3-way for the international title with Ospreay, Takeshita, and Ricochet, and Bryan versus Moxley for the AEW World title. Those matches are going to be great, but I think the pay-per-view overall might go down as one of their worst.
Okay. So here's the difference. Yeah, the builds for Bad Blood and Wrestle Dream complete opposites, but I think the shows, I think AEW will be all right. I think they'll be all right. I think they'll.
Because AEW always kind of delivers on their pay-per-views, even when it has a lackluster build.
It'd be shocking if they did. Shocking.
Yeah, it would be. It would be very shocking. I hear my daughter screaming for some reason.
I was like, what is that, a cop car?
We got Eric
like
Isaacs. Eric Isaacs in the chat who says, hey, THH fam, welcome back to our Raw of Only for a While before going to Netflix. We also got Aubrey James.
Question about that. Is that absolutely 100% confirmed? 3-hour Netflix? Or is that just likely?
It's likely.
But it's not confirmed.
Not confirmed. They what we've heard from WWE sources is that it might fluctuate. Some weeks it'll be 2.5 hours. Some weeks it'll be 3 hours.
You want it to be.
Yeah, it'll be however long they want it to be. The thing that scares me is 3 hours of SmackDown because the reason why I have the headline that I do is because I think that the Raw roster is equipped for 3 hours. It became equipped for 3 hours. We would get the Pure Fusion Collective tag team matchup that we didn't care about, but over like the last, especially throughout the summer into the early portion of fall, they had hit a nice little stride on the 3-hour Raw where it was never a lot of filler. They always were at like the lowest grade I think I gave for like 8 weeks straight was like a 7.5. 7.5 to 8. 8s usually is where they would land, and then 9s on the really great weeks. And then like last week, you could tell that was the final 3-hour Raw because he was just like, I don't know about this. I'll do 2 hours of content and call it a day. And that's why I gave last week, I gave it a 6.5, 7. And then this week might be around that same range. And then it's one less hour. And then overall, this episode felt very rushed.
Felt great to me. Speed this shit up, man. Let's get out of here. Well, with
All right,
SmackDown
guys.
in 3 hours, like you're gonna be seeing a lot more of the roster. You're gonna be seeing them trying to make characters out of guys who are not getting TV time currently, and I think you're gonna see way more Bloodline segments, like how many Judgment Day segments you got on the 3-hour Raws. That's gonna be just the Bloodline this time.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. RBJ saying they should have done this match at the pay-per-view. Can I get into the matchup because every commercial break interrupted the flow of the match? Yes, I agree with the main event. The main event would have been one of and would have gave Bad Blood a legitimate third very good matchup because I thought the main event of Bad Blood, the tag match, was very good. The crowd was into it the entire way. And the middle portion, I'm sorry because I love the female wrestlers, and I've been one of the biggest advocates of Nia Jax on this channel, but Nia Jax versus Bayley may have been the worst PLE matchup of the year for WWE. And then Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley had one of the worst finishes of the year for WWE.
I'll agree with you about Nia Bailey and Liv Rhea. I thought the finish. Yeah, I agree with you. After I realized what was going on, I didn't know what was going on.
Don't worry, we called you out on the review. Well, I was trying not to say who it was, but I was with Josh. So
yeah, okay. But I thought they worked really hard before all that went.
It was solid. It was solid, but it does feel like, especially after that finish, it does feel like we missed the peak of Liv and Rhea, and the fact that this is still gonna go on after this, it's like I don't know if this should have been your long-term woman storyline to do.
I'm fine.
It feels like their best possible matchup was SummerSlam, and it's going to be a law of diminishing returns between Liv and Rhea while this continues to go on.
They got Raquel now to get involved with this. Raquel's going to be your heater. What was I going to say? I was going to say with this comment, I would trade you Jay and Braun for the pay-per-view. Because Jay would have got a huge reaction in Atlanta, winning the title. And also, we'd still get that Gunther Goldberg segment, which I loved.
I enjoyed that. I did enjoy that, despite the sports washing before that. We got Valabi says Triple H needs to stop talking to the press. He can't handle it. Yeah. Unless he gets a wide array of PR management. I don't know.
You just have to know certain things you cannot say in public. That's one of them.
Will Chisholm says
Raw. He's not around enough black people in his daily life. I can tell.
You can tell, right?
Booker T's probably like, hey, Book. We know how I feel about Booker T.
Shucking and jiving. We got Will Chisholm. He says Raw has a roster for 3 hours. SmackDown has a roster for 2 hours. That's the problem, I think. SmackDown finna go to 3 hours. Yep.
You could always make a trade. You could call up NXT guys. There's plenty of people there.
That's true. That is true. Valabi says, I don't think Wrestle Dream is going to be a bad show, but the build was atrocious. Yes. That's what gets me scared about the show, because I know that AEW usually always delivers on their pay-per-views. And like I said, they have 2 guaranteed matches that I know are going to be great on the show. And I am probably higher on Young Bucks versus Private Party than a lot of other people, even though Valabi says he thinks that match will be fun. But it's just like having Jericho versus Mark Briscoe. I love Shibata, but Shibata versus Jack Perry does nothing for me. Atlantis Jr. versus Brian Cage on the 0 hour. And I'm just like, as a person who watches ROH week to week, they didn't do anything to build this up at all. They just randomly just put it together. It really feels, I said it on Collision Discourse yesterday. I was like, Wrestle Dream really feels like you're in class. You remember, I don't know if you remember, it was like 40 years ago for you, Romeo. When you're in class and the teacher says, okay, guys, handing your homework, and you went to sleep early the night before, so you got to go like this and then hand it in. That's what Wrestle Dream feels like. It feels like a last-minute homework assignment that you did in homework.
And I feel like tonight's show is not even like all that hyped. Like
No.
it's like ho hum. Hey, title
It,
Tuesday.
it feels like both NXT and AEW, in comparison to last year when they went all out, both shows went all out because you had
pun intended.
Cody, Taker, Cena on last year's NXT against AEW. AEW had Bryan versus Swerve on that episode, and then this year, both shows were just like, we're not going to try that. We know it is what it is. AEW is going to be down to like 500,000, and NXT is going to be down from week one. Which I said to Jimmy, I was like, if they do over 800, that's a win for NXT.
Yes.
Yeah, and Power to her Sinister says, damn, that was a year ago. Sheet. Yes. Indeed. Yes, drop those thumbs up. And yeah, like Vala B says, anyone in the chat who is in or has family in Florida, please stay safe. We know the hurricane is coming and it's supposed to be a big one. So hopefully everyone is safe and joining us, whether it's on demand, whether it's live. We appreciate y'all for joining us today. But let's get into last night's Monday Night Raw, which took place from St. Louis, Missouri. What did you think about the crowd last night in St. Louis? Fine. Yeah. It felt very much like the St. Louis crowd was just like, oh man, we got to be here for 4 hours. Let's not go all out on this first show that we got to watch because they tape next week's show.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Wait, this is hilarious because you expect like, okay, 3 hour Raws. Oh, it's a 2 hour Raw. No, not for us. For us, it's a 4 hour Raw. What? This is madness.
We kick off the show. We see Sami Zayn.
Maybe that's why it felt like they were chilling a little bit with this episode. It's like, well, they do have 2 hours to do.
Mm-hmm. I literally said
to see a lot of Judgment Day in the second episode.
I said to Jimmy like halfway through this show, I was like, this very much feels like a double taping episode. And
I didn't remember that while watching, but now it makes more sense.
They show Sami showing up, signing autographs before the show. Gunther, Pete Dunne, Sheamus, Kofi Kingston, and Xavier Woods of the New Day. Jey Uso all arriving at the building. And then we start off in the ring with none other than Sexy Red is here. She was in the ring.
Wait. SP3, you see? Triple H does see color. He sees red.
He sees the tattoo on her face. She welcomed us to Monday Night Raw. She didn't get any like screen time really. She just welcomed us to Monday Night Raw, and then they went to a video package of Bad Blood. These recaps. Yes, these recaps kind of focus on all of the brands, the top matches with the Bloodline tag, as well as the Hell in a Cell was the final thing we saw, and that led in nicely to our real first segment.
About that real quick. Epic music.
Yes, really good music. And CM Punk kicked us off here. He walked out gingerly, selling the effects of Hell in a Cell. His face had multiple bandages on it, and his right arm was taped up. Instead of saying it felt great to be in St. Louis on a Monday night, he asks if it felt good to not be dead in St. Louis on a Monday night. He said he was in no condition to even be here, which is why he stayed on the stage instead of walking all the way to the ring. It hurt to smile, but he wanted to see the fans. He says, I'm alive, but I don't feel like it. I'm a winner, but it doesn't feel like I won. The way the Hell in a Cell match made him feel just left him with a lot of questions. He's banged up worse than ever. He told the fans that before Hell in a Cell that he had 0 Hell in a Cell matches left in him, and he was absolutely right. He loved the fans, but I just don't know. He wanted to thank 3 groups of people, though, all of whom have more in common than they're willing to admit. The first was his fans. They chanted his name for 7 years and waited 3 more years for him to come home. The second was his peers. Those in front and behind the camera, he was privileged to walk the hallways with them. The third group were the people who didn't like him at all. There was a thin line between love and hate, and he turned their hate into cash.
You know who
I
you are
don't
out there.
I don't know why you keep doubting me, but keep doubting me. Punk was heading home to see his wife for the first time in 5 weeks. He had a lot of flowers to buy. He wasn't sure, though, when he'd see the fans again, but he thanked them. Before Punk can really celebrate and get one last failed look at the crowd, the music of Seth freaking Rollins hits. Rollins comes out. He goes face to face with CM Punk and brushes aside Punk after giving him a fake smile, bumping shoulders with him. Punk did not look pleased by that, but a little teaser for what should be probably a WrestleMania match down the line. This brought Seth to the ring for an opening promo himself, back-to-back opening promos. Rollins entered the ring and told Punk to get well soon, because the sooner he did, the sooner Rollins could kick his ass and retire him for good. Oh, God. I was hoping he would be more serious when he came back, but he's still Seth freaking Rollins.
He got serious at the end.
He did. Rollins said things have been crazy around here while he was gone. He says that he sees the final boss, The Rock, is back, which got boos from the crowd
Big
at Bad
boos.
Blood. He said hell must have frozen over because Cody Rhodes teamed with Roman Reigns. And he lowers his glasses to kind of give Cody a look. And he also says, yeah, and Cody got punched in the face by Kevin Owens, but I'm not supposed to be talking about that. More on that in a bit. Put a pin in that. Rollins was back to destroy Bronson Reed, but he disappoints the fans when he says that Reed wasn't here tonight. But Rollins has a message for Reed, and he delivered it straight into the camera. Rollins finally knew Reed's name after he delivered 6 tsunamis to him. Rollins offered him a singles match anytime, any place, whenever he wanted it. Rollins' music hits, and he starts doing his little symphony. But then the Intercontinental Champion, Jey Uso. So we got an interruption to an interruption from Jey Uso to Seth Rollins, who did not look pleased by the interruption. Jey Uso comes out. He starts yeeting with the fans. He has a brief stare down with Seth Rollins before our opening matchup of the evening for the Intercontinental Championship. But let's talk about Punk's promo. It looks like CM Punk is going to take some time off, or, I mean, let me put it into Google Translate what Punk was trying to say. Oh, I'm not going to Saudi Arabia, so I'm off for a month. Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
Hey, 2 birds with 1 stone, baby. He deserves
Sell
a
the effects
vacation.
effects of Hell in a Cell, and also you're not going to Saudi Arabia, so you get the month off. So I like the promo by Punk. He definitely sold the effects of Hell in a Cell, and WWE, I think told sources from WWE told Fightful Select that they were very pleased with the Hell in a Cell match between Drew and Punk. Really brought back the danger element of Hell in a Cell and the brutality that match offers, and they definitely did hit that note for sure. And I love that Punk sold the effects of it so well on this show, which furthers elevates that matchup as well. So love that. Love the stare down with Punk and Seth, because that seems like our destination for WrestleMania 41. Worked Wrestling has already confirmed their report from earlier, a couple of months back, when they said that's the WrestleMania 41 direction, and they confirmed it. The seeds are being planted right now. And I like Seth's promo, the second half of Seth's promo, at least, with the Bronson Reed call out, which I think should lead to Bronson Reed beating him in the first match and then Seth winning the second match to win the feud.
Listen, hey, Punk's getting a lot of credit. Shout out to him. That was great. The guy that wasn't on the show, Drew McIntyre, man. Give that guy his flowers too, man. What a performance by Drew McIntyre.
Best match of his WWE career.
And good job having him off of this show. Hopefully he's on the next one, maybe. Well, not the one that's taped. I don't know the results. I don't want to know the results. Nobody spoil it for me. But yeah, have a Drew come back while Punk is gone, so that way he could move on to something new and very subtly. And as for Rollins, yeah, that's definitely the Mania match. I mean, I reported that. So it worked wrestling. I reported that. Somebody's probably turning heel in that feud. Punk Rollins, you think? They think they can do it straight face, and just let the audience just do whatever they want. Or
Yeah,
maybe
I
they
think
run multiple matches, and in the course of the feud, someone turns heel.
I think both guys are really over as baby faces. And yeah, I will admit last week when we gave our top five, maybe I had a little bias against CM Punk. CM Punk is in the top five biggest baby faces in this company. He's probably number 3 behind Cody and Roman right now. I think I was still in the vibes, in the high of Seth coming back, that I put Seth in the top 5. But Seth would be number 6. He's so over as well. But I would say right now, if either one of them are going to turn heel, it should be Seth.
I was going to say the same thing, because listening to Seth's promos, I was like, wow, imagine how you feel, Seth Rollins, the character, when you were what you did for Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. You practically gave your body, you're his shield. And then this guy is teaming up with the guy you were the shield against. I feel some kind of way. I would. Yeah. Especially if I'm not watching week to week and seeing the story progression. That's why I was watching week to week. He feels some type of way. And it makes all the sense for him to go heel. Just like it did for Kevin Owens. And probably Randy Orton. Everybody turning heel out here. Watch.
We got Vala B, who says, I hope Drew moves to SmackDown. I hope so too. If he could just cut a promo where he was like, I couldn't be, my wife told me months ago that I need to get away from him. I need to get him out of my life. So the only option I had was to come to SmackDown.
There's more fresh stuff for him to do on SmackDown, because what's he going to do on Raw? Lose to Jey Uso? They're not going to really mess around with Gunther. Going to fight Sheamus again?
He's the last guy to pin Cody Rhodes in WWE.
Yeah. There you go.
He's got a ready-made feud there, and if they want to continue to hold off on the Randy Orton turning on Cody story, now that they just did this Kevin Owens turning on Cody, and that can get them through the rest of the year, especially if they have their big rematch at Survivor Series, you could do Drew as the Royal Rumble challenger for Cody.
Yeah. Another thing I found interesting about the segment is you had all the 3 of the top baby faces back to back to back. Jey Uso came out. And there was a tension with Seth and Jay, and I was like, they're teasing something there too.
Which was weird to me. I understand he interrupted him, but I was like, last time I saw y'all together, y'all were cool.
I think Seth is eyeing that title. I see that could be one of his opponents, Jey Uso's opponents, on the way.
I thought it was more to lead into maybe Bronson Reed going after the Intercontinental title.
And I think Seth and Jay's paths are going to be crossed anyway, with Survivor Series. Cody and Roman are going to try to recruit a team. Mm-hmm. And I think those are 2 guys that Cody's going to try to get. I don't think
Cody's going to be on Roman's War Games team. I think it's going to be Cody and Kevin Owens at Survivor Series. But they have already built out 3 big matches for Survivor Series of OG Bloodline versus New Bloodline in War Games, Gunther versus Punk, because Punk will probably be back after Crown Jewel, and then they do Cody versus KO.
Right. Gunther versus who? What'd you say?
Gunther versus Punk.
Oh yeah. Interesting. Survivor Series is gonna be crazy.
It's already got me way more excited than Crown Jewel does. Crown Jewel already feels like a 1-match show for me.
Crown Jewel is it's here you go. It's for the Saudis. We're just here to watch.
It really feels like Triple H is actively making this back into the Saudi shows where it felt like it was a house show, not really a PLE. Making it to the world titles are not on the line. You just have world champion versus world champion, basically bragging rights.
Listen, and you know what? I prefer it there than at freaking Survivor Series. It was meaningless every year. At least it's at Crown Jewel now, not Survivor Series. And Survivor Series can be its own thing again.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Vala B. I said it on the Bad Blood review. I will say it here. Liv versus Nia is horrifying to think about after their 2 matches at Bad Blood. I know you're the Liv Morgan fan club person, but you're president, but she hasn't had a good couple of months as far as in ring. Like the in ring high of Liv Morgan as a women's world champion seems like it was SummerSlam, and it's all downhill since then.
I thought she delivered Saturday. It's just a finish. It was a bad ring. Delivered.
It was not heated. It wasn't. It didn't feel like a grudge match. It felt like they were just wrestling.
Liv Morgan is still champ. Ha
No, you have to add the little bit. Like you have to like get the tonsil.
Better laugh. Liv or Seth?
I'm sorry, Liz is just so put on that I enjoy it more. It pops me more. Like Seth is annoying. Like I said, I didn't like Seth coming back and being Seth freaking Rollins, the Jared Leto Joker fucking character that he plays. I like Liv more.
Love Liv's laugh. It's beautiful.
Power Driver Finisher said, I'm excited for Nia versus Raquel. Man, Power Driver Finisher, you're the biggest Raquel mark out there, and we appreciate you for that.
Really? Well, I know someone.
Jey Uso going up against Xavier Woods for the Intercontinental Championship was up next. They gave this the big intro. Samantha Irvin introducing Xavier Woods with Kofi Kingston. She was fist bumping with Jey Uso during his introduction. They went to commercial break about like 50 seconds or 80 seconds into the opening matchup here as Woods gave a Jey an attitude adjustment on the floor. Woods blocked Jey's comeback attempt and tried a springboard elbow drop, but Jey was able to catch him in midair with a super kick. Great picture right there of it. And then Jey followed up with an Uso splash. 1, 2, 3. We only saw about 3 minutes of this match. This match
commercial was half of the match.
More than half of the match. This shit went 6.5 minutes. I was like, yo, I literally messaged y'all in our chat. Like, that was fast. God damn. That was absolutely nothing. That was like a mid freaking hour 3 women's tag team matchup in the 3-hour era. God damn. Intercontinental title. That's how y'all treated. That's how y'all treated Xavier Woods in this New Day story. That's been one of the best things on this show.
Double tape in SP3. Double tape. Did they announce any matches next week for one of these two?
Yeah, I forgot. They did. They announced some matches. We'll get to it in a little bit here.
That's why it makes more sense to me now.
Kofi Kingston checks on Woods after the matchup. Jey embraced Kofi and offered his hand to Woods. Woods walked off, though, without shaking his hand, furthering his slow burn heel turn. Kingston left with Woods and was asking why he didn't shake his hand. Then in the ring, you saw Jey Uso yeeting it up with the fans, but he turns around suddenly into Braun Breaker with a spear laying out Jey Uso. Kingston is like looking, he's concerned, but Woods is protesting, telling him to not go help him. But instead, Kofi does try to help Jey Uso fighting off Braun Breaker, but Braun lays him out with the spear. Woods pulls a Kofi to safety outside the ring, but he ain't safe. As Braun Breaker spears the shit out of Xavier Woods. Xavier went flying. This was like a football tackle more than a spear. Then Braun waited till Jey got up. He did his super spear, running off the ropes a few times and hitting it on Jey Uso. He grabs the Intercontinental Championship and raises it in the air. Braun Breaker is still a heel. We thought it was a babyface turn last week, and it probably was. I put it into Google Translate what all of this meant. It meant, oh, we have plans for Bill Goldberg, so we don't need you to be babyface, Braun. And it was announced for next week that Kofi Kingston will go one-on-one with Braun Breaker. So we got that to look forward to for next week. But what did you think about the match or the lack thereof with Jey and Xavier? And what do you think about Braun Breaker remaining heel? And do you think this was the plan all along? Or I think that it was a change in the creative direction because the double down that they did. And we talked about it last week. Like if they had just done the Jey Braun shaking hands with Jey and left it as that, then this makes more sense. But the fact that they doubled down on it with the Braun and Gunther segment later on in the night, and then it felt like a 180 having them come out and spear Jay here.
The match was way too short, but it does add to the frustration of Xavier Woods. I mean, you know what? Xavier Woods did nothing wrong. He did nothing wrong with not shaking his hand. He was right. You heard him yapping to Kofi. He's like, "What am I gonna shake his hand for? He kicked my ass. I'm gonna shake his hand." Screw
Congratulations to him.
Congratulations, you whooped my ass. Whatever. And as for Braun, man, I'm happy. Braun is exactly where he needs to be, the role right now, because I said in the review last week, like, there's still some more I want to see from Braun as a heel before you turn him face. Do I think it was the plan all along? I don't know. Probably not. But I enjoy a good swerve. It's a good swerve because I didn't see that coming last night. I know you hoped for it, but and I don't think you thought it was going to happen, but you're probably glad it happened too. Yeah, Braun needs to be a heel. I like it. I enjoyed it.
Who has a better laugh, Liv or Mercedes?
Liv.
I would say I like Mercedes more because Mercedes sounds like a fucking comic book villain. Like, and Liv just, it sounds so put on that it pops me. But Mercedes laugh pops me as well because it gets the desired reaction of, yeah, you seem like an asshole.
Liv.
Wallaby agrees. He got Mercedes. We got Eric Isaac who says, who had a better title run so far, Liv or Mariah?
Liv.
I mean, Liv's has been longer, so we have more to work off of. She's been champion since May. I would say the first month of Liv's run is better than Mariah's first month. So I'll give the nod to Liv here. Just basing it on first month. We also got Wallaby who says, "What the fuck was the point of Braun's turn?" I don't know. It did not seem like this was the plan.
He fooled you.
No. You can't.
Fooled,
no. He actually
like
is
Jay
not
Uso.
fooling me. He's not fooling me. I know this wasn't the plan.
And the Braun Gunther thing still makes sense because they're still gonna cross paths eventually one day. It's not like it makes no sense. It still makes sense.
If it don't happen in 6 months, then it didn't make any sense.
We shall see.
We go to a pre-tape promo with Rhea Ripley, who talks about the matchup at Bad Blood. She says that she should have seen it coming at Bad Blood. Liv Morgan couldn't beat her on her own. She needed Raquel Rodriguez. Now Ripley would just need to go through the both of them. Like how this was shot. It makes Rhea Ripley look intimidating and stuff like that, but I don't know if the show needed this. I think you could have added this 1 minute to the Woods versus Jay matchup.
Oh, come on. we need
She didn't say anything. She didn't really say anything.
We needed some Judgment Day. Terror Twins. By the way, I don't like David Priest saying. I think we're just gonna go our several ways. I think we're done now. What? You guys are turning down so much money. What are you doing? No. You gotta make the shirts and sell the shirts.
What money is there to make? They have fucking sort of they heard
Terror
Josh.
Twins.
They heard Josh, but no, they heard Josh say that the Judgment Day is just full of bums, and then they confirmed it at Bad Blood. They booked Finn Balor so badly in that matchup.
No, I don't mean money feuding with Judgment Day. I mean money being the Terror Twins, being a duo together. That's what I mean.
I mean, yeah, but who are they gonna be against?
They're just there for each other to support each other. That's it.
I'm guessing that the Terror Twins, that first T-shirt didn't sell too well, so that's why they're going their separate ways.
Fuck them. Dumb. Crowd loves the Terror Twins.
The crowd loves it, but apparently they didn't love the T-shirts. That's okay. It's okay.
We get the money.
They did show the logo for what we assume are the Viking Raiders. And if you don't want a spoiler, I would pause here and then press live in 5.
Well, I don't want to
4.
spoil it either. I'm leaving.
Okay. No, you can just mute me, or you can just turn the volume down for a bit. You
All right,
ready?
thumbs up
Turn the
when you're
volume. Turn the volume down. The Viking Raiders are becoming the War Raiders again.
Wait, are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
You faked me out with the first thumbs up, and then I heard you saying something. You did 2 thumbs ups there. Did he not, folks?
No, I was giving the thumbs up. Like, are you done? Are you? Did you lower it? And then I put you the thumbs up first.
Then I had to mute you again. All right. Anyway,
Don't
don't repeat what he said in the chat. Don't repeat it.
Don't have the chat open. Don't have the chat open.
Jesus.
Jackie Redmond tried to interview Braun Breaker. She said she asked him why did he attack Jey Uso after showing him respect last week, and Braun has nothing to say. Doesn't want to explain himself.
Say something for next week.
Yeah. Say something for next week.
I'll tell you in an hour and a half, Jackie. For next week's episode.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Oh, we got Parker Finch that says, "Hell yeah!" Someone spoiled it in the chat. Yep, you already know. Hey, don't open the chat. We got Valabi.
Type gibberish comments to push the comment up.
Valabi says Judgment Day is full of bums. I'm done with you. We also got Will Chisholm. He says he did look a little racist having a Latina Raquel Rodriguez being Liv Morgan's driver. I mean, he doesn't see color, guys. He doesn't see man or female. Doesn't see any of that.
Push the chat all the way up. Ignore me, guys.
Just write letters, HD net and shit. We get
writing anything.
The announcers try to discuss the incident involving Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes, but Joe Tessitore cuts off Wade Barrett, says that they can't specifically mention either guy or tell us what happened. They did show Triple H's statement saying that will be dealt with internally. And then we cut to see Cody Rhodes is shown backstage, but the video is cut on that. And it seemed like that was a technical difficulty and not what we would see in the segment after the commercial break. Just seemed like there was like some technical difficulties in St.
Very
Louis.
Very fishy, the timing of that.
I don't know. We did see Karrion Kross backstage with The Miz. At that point, we did definitely get a Wyatt 6 cut in as they had a screen glitch this time. And it said, "There you go," with the Wyatt 6 logo.
There you are.
No, there you are. Excuse me. There you are. Talk about The Miz. Maybe they're feuding with The Miz. So he made it clear that his actions were his own and he was not part of Final Testament to Karrion Kross. He just got sick of being booked in match after match by Truth. Truth comes in and he says that, Miz might have not understand, but I'm not in the Judgment Day anymore. Miz made it clear to him that they were done. And Truth wondered how Miz could do this to him. He says their kids play together. They're supposed to be friends. Truth was still confused, and he says, "You know what? I'm gonna get you a match, Miz." And he says, "That's the problem. If you want a match, you'll face me one-on-one next week." And Kross was very happy about that.
R-Truth was great here again, 100%. And my guy Karrion Kross, instigator of the year. Nobody's beating him for that. This guy instigates everything. I love it. R-Truth, I'm gonna go get you a match. Hilarious.
I will say that first hour was even worse than last week's first hour.
I don't remember last week's first hour. I'm on
exactly.
a week basis.
Exactly. No, exactly. Do you don't remember last week's first hour? Because it was nothing much happened. And nothing much happened in this first hour. Finn, JD, and Pete Dunne, it's a pattern talking about Hunter sees people from the UK as bums, says Valo B. He says he's just mad that he can't get NXT Europe off the ground. This is a conspiracy theory. I'm putting it out there. I like the way he thinks.
Loves Gunther. So got you there, Valaby.
And show us some love, guys. Remember to drop the thumbs up on the video. We got a little bit more people watching us now. And send a super chat donation. Show us some love. Show Romeo some love with a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters, and we appreciate the support for our 2-hour Monday Night Raw review for the first 2-hour show in 12 years. Next up, we had the Donnybrook match. It was Sheamus versus Pete Dunne. Ringside was decorated with whiskey barrels, shillelaghs, cricket bats, and a wooden mobile bar with bar stools. Dunn leaped off the bar but Sheamus caught him and slammed him onto the announce table as we started things out here. Dunn climbed up top two sets of whiskey barrels for a dive, but Sheamus cut him off, this time hitting him with the shillelagh. Sheamus climbed up top a wheelbarrow after exchanging moves and using shillelaghs in the ring. They climbed on top of like 4 whiskey barrels, which was as high as the top rope. And Sheamus delivers a freaking crazy white noise through a pair of tables at ringside. This popped the crowd huge. We got big "This is awesome" chants at this point. Sheamus cut up his back and his arm on the bump through the tables. Sheamus hits a big knee strikes and then follows up with a razor's edge, the high cross, for a near fall. Dunn snapped Sheamus's fingers and then hit him in the back with a cricket bat and got a near fall off that. Dunn grabbed a wooden drawer and slammed it on Sheamus' back, further cutting it up. And then he grabbed a pair of zip ties. He freaking ties Sheamus's hands behind his back with the zip ties. He hits him with a bro kick, and then he grabs the cricket bat, but Sheamus meets him with a knee strike, and then he follows up with the bro kick for the 1-2-3. I thought this match was awesome. Even though I agree with Malabi a bit, Pete Dunne does not look good losing to a guy with his arms tied behind his back. But the match was very, very good. Awesome matchup. It was hard hitting. It was physically intense. The big spot through the table with the white noise off the whiskey barrels was awesome. And just overall, these two guys delivered a damn good matchup here in the Donnybrook match, which has really become Sheamus' specialty now. What did you think about Sheamus versus Pete Dunne, which seemingly seemed like the blow-off of their rivalry?
Love this match. I thought it was a great visual with the 10 beats on top of the barrels right before the white noise, and now it's a big pop. And then I couldn't hear Tessitore or Barrett what they were trying to say because they're getting bleeped by the damn holy
shit chant.
And once again, are you surprised? Overpowered Sheamus. Oh my god. This guy's got his hands zip tied and he's bro kicking the hell out of Pete Dunne for the win. Oh man, Pete Dunne, man. Listen, you got a banger match, but man, I could just see this guy going to AEW once this contract is up. It's like, is this my ceiling? Just doing banger mid-card matches, I guess, every now and then. I'll take my chances at the other company. But I understand that you got to keep Sheamus strong for eventual Gunther feud. I know that's 100% coming. And Dunn looks better in defeat than Woods did, I guess. I don't know. He got more minutes. I don't know. But yeah, Sheamus. OP. Overpowered.
I think Sheamus is getting into the running as one of the best TV wrestlers of all time. He's up there. Darby Allin is a current star who's on the active list of greatest TV wrestlers of all time, and Sheamus is that for WWE. We got Valabi who says Pete just re-signed a few months ago.
That's right, isn't it? Yeah, that's right. Probably a 5-year deal too.
Him and Balor, I'm just like, why did y'all re-sign? Y'all complacent with just jobbing everybody?
You can at least be IC champ, right? Right? At least.
We got Power Driver Finisher going high on this one, saying match of the year.
I don't even think it's better than Last Monster Standing last week, but it's good.
I don't even think it was the best match on the show.
Best show that hour.
Definitely better than the first hour of the show. I'll give you that.
I have to be right back.
No worries. No worries. We get Kathy Kelly backstage with the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, our undisputed WWE champion. He's asked about Bad Blood, but Cody says he wasn't here to speculate on what happened at Bad Blood and said that we'd find out more on SmackDown. Rhodes was simply here to find out what it takes to become the first ever Crown Jewel champion. Cody, Triple H kind of explained that on Saturday, but okay. He shakes hands with an attendant backstage, and then he bumps into Sami Zayn. Zayn says that he would be the one Rhodes was facing at Crown Jewel, and he plans on beating Gunther tonight. Zayn offered to talk to Cody about what happened at Bad Blood, but Rhodes cuts him off. He says that he was here to watch the world title matchup. He wishes him the best of luck. He says Zayn shocked the world by pinning and beating Gunther at WrestleMania, and he wanted to see him do it again. He wished him the best of luck, and Zayn shook hands with him and appreciated that. From one backstage segment, we go to earlier today where Raquel Rodriguez is the chauffeur for WWE Women's World Champion Liv Morgan and her boo, her daddy Dom, Dominic Mysterio. Morgan acknowledged Ripley's win via disqualification, but Morgan still had the title as well as Dom and Rodriguez. That means she was the only person in WWE who won even when she lost. Redmond asked Rodriguez if she was officially in the Judgment Day. Dom wanted to just leave afterwards, and Morgan agreed. Redmond told him that the show hadn't even started yet, and Redmond tried to get something out of Rodriguez again, but Rodriguez just ignored her, and they basically pulled around, did a Yui, and left the building right after arriving. Okay. I mean, I guess they didn't have anything to do with them on this show. Maybe it's not going to make any sense when the fans who were there live for the show be like, oh, but you came back for the second show. I guess that was nice of you guys.
Change their mind.
Change their mind. What did you think about the Sammy backstage after Cody's interview where he didn't want to talk about KO, and then the Liv Morgan, Raquel, and Dom earlier today?
The Cody Sammy stuff was short and sweet. Made sense why Sammy would bring that up. So I like that. And the Judgment Day stuff was just like, I didn't get that. It's like, you drove here to drive back around. Okay.
Oh,
Weird.
man.
Weird. I'd rather you just do what Rhea did.
Yeah. Pre-taped. A pre-tape, you could have done that. Yeah. But I guess it gives them heat for leaving after they arrived.
It gives me, what are you doing heat, you know? Not, oh, you guys are such heels. No.
Well, look at that. Look at that, Romeo. We got some love. We got a super chat donation from the one and only Chuck Berries. Thank you so much, Chuck Berries, for showing your support today. He says, this was for the mistake clean that I made on Romeo this past Saturday. Once again, my apologies.
I don't know what he's talking about. Please elaborate.
Yes, please elaborate. You don't have to send another super chat, but please elaborate. Yeah, thank you so much for the super chat. That's a big one, too. We appreciate you, Chuck Berries. You're always one of our big supporters in the chat. We appreciate you always, good sir.
But it sounded like it did something bad. What did he do?
Yeah, I was like, did he say something about your mama in the chat while you was watching Bad Blood or something? I don't know.
Say whatever you want for $19.99.
You know, you can say you can make the same mistake again for $19.99. Oh, we got Power Driver Finisher. He says, all right, the biggest Raquel fan, but her character is like she needs work, and of course the in-ring. I think that they are going back to something that worked with Raquel. She was very effective in NXT as Big Mommy Cool to her New Zealand Shawn Michaels of Dakota Kai in NXT, and I think now she's got her blonde Shawn Michaels 1993 version in
100%. This is gonna work. They're gonna be good together. This is the better role for Raquel instead of the smiling baby face. Oh, I hate that showing off the back. No, this Big Mommy cool. I like it. Yeah, I like it. And it's gonna be even more fun when Dom cheats with her. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be epic.
He's gonna turn even more heel.
Oh,
He made
baby face.
Chuck Berry's. I think you made the. Did you make the mistake when y'all guys were watching Bad Blood, or was that during the review? Because I think during the review he said that to me and Josh, we came to your aid and we were like, no, Romeo's definitely a Yankee fan.
Oh, that's what it was. Chris G is the Mets fan. He's the Mets fan.
Yeah, he loves losers teams that wear blue and orange.
Oh, yeah, you better talk all shit you can now, motherfucker. It's coming. Meow, 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 meow. Bodega cat.
Hey, you need to wake up early next Tuesday and join me and Jeremy for our NBA preview on FMC on Fightful Overbook, so you could talk your shit about the Knicks. We got Power Driver Finisher says now she's a smiling heel. He says love that idea though.
There you go. He's on board.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome if Dom cheats on her. Dom's just a cheater. Once a cheater, always a cheater.
Yeah, he's a Latino.
Can't keep it in his pants. We go backstage with Adam Pearce. He's meeting up with NXT General Manager Ava when former NXT champion Ethan Page makes his Monday Night Raw debut backstage, introduces himself to Pearce. He complains about a Raw superstar costing him the NXT championship, and he wanted to do something about it and needed Pearce's help. Pearce told him that Ava was the one who appointed CM Punk as a special guest referee for his matchup against Trick Williams, and Page didn't want to deal with Ava. Ava didn't want to deal with him either, as she told him that she was off the clock anyway. And he says, then what are you doing here? And she says that she's here to meet up with Sexy Red, who comes in and hugs Ava. She then daps up and hugs Pearce. And then when they introduce her to Ethan Page, he was about to shake her hand until she mentioned, he was like, oh, I know you. You're the one that Trick whipped his ass. And Page leaves out as Sexy Red hangs out with Ava and Pearce. When Ava gets her promotion to the main roster, Sexy Red is going to be the next GM of NXT.
And Sexy Red would love that. She's such a mark. It's funny. She loves this stuff. Good for her.
She does. Yeah. Anyone having fun. I'm all for people having fun, especially if you seem like genuine wrestling fan, and she does seem like a genuine wrestling fan.
No, it's interesting. The NXT talent, they're in St. Louis, obviously, for tonight. They might have to stay like a few extra days because Orlando Airport's shutting down.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy. I hope everyone's safe. For sure. Next up, you get Pure Fusion Collective doing their gun pointing gesture in their entrance as they're teaming up with. I was like, wow, what a combination you're putting together here. Pure Fusion Collective and the Unholy Union.
Yeah. 10-woman tag. And then go to the babyface team.
Yeah, the babyface team is just a hodgepodge of babyfaces that aren't that over on their own, but together they get a nice little pop.
Led by their captain.
Natalia is the captain, along with Lyra Valkyria, Zelina Vega, Katana Chance, Kaden Carter. They're versing Pure Fusion Collective, Sonya Deville, Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark, Isla Dawn, and Alba Fire. And this is basically the same length as, or the same amount of time that we saw 10 women wrestling as we saw with Jey Uso versus Xavier Woods. Because this match went a shade over 7 minutes, and we had a commercial break in between. There was a bunch of dives early on, and we got to commercial break like 90 seconds in. Natalya set up for a dive, but Deville yanked her out of the ring and shoved her into the steel steps. Zelina Vega hit a moonsault, but covered Stark, who wasn't legal. Deville hit a knee strike, but her cover was broken up. Everyone started trading moves. We got the big move machine, and then Sonya Deville takes a diving leg drop as she's hunching over for some reason. I don't know. She's hunching over as Lyra Valkyria.
Yeah,
It's
I
the
noticed that
diving,
too.
the diving leg drop, the John Cena diving leg drop, or the nothing but net by Carmelo Hayes. She doesn't even hit her finisher, and she still gets the 1, 2, 3. The baby faces win. This was skippable. What did you think?
Yeah. This, if the Hulu cut is 1 hour, this is not even making that. Like, come on. No.
They're
And
not
what
even
is
on
that-
Hulu anymore, to be fair.
Yeah. What is that Lyra move? What is that? Don't like it.
No. I don't like when someone is using someone else's finisher, and if they're not going to do it right, because she did it as well as John Cena used to hit it, and John Cena never hit that move.
Yeah. Carmelo does it the best. And one day it's going to cost
Yes.
him his hip bone or something. Shit.
Yes, yes. He's by the time he's like 30, he needs to stop doing it. 30, 31, 32, stop doing it, bro. There was,
like you said, passable, skippable.
so my thing is, why did WWE put out this poster for Crown Jewel before this show? They couldn't just wait till Tuesday for the Crown Jewel poster that had Gunther and Cody Rhodes and Liv Morgan and Nia Jax as the matches for Crown Jewel. I love them trying to sell it like, oh, if Sami Zayn wins, we're gonna change it to this. But the second version looks so photoshopped. Like they realized they made a mistake by giving it to the Saudi Arabian prince, who's the one that posted it. You would not have the Saudi prince posting one to swerve people. If it was just WWE who put out the poster, that's one thing. They could just swerve you and have Sami Zayn win instead. But they would not have the Saudi prince put out a poster to swerve people. So you gave away the finish of the main event.
Well, Triple H was scrolling through social media and saw the one tweet, one of probably hundreds. Like, why would you put this poster out now? You gave it away. And then Triple H was like, all right, at this segment in the show where we show people that it is possible Sami can win, just Photoshop Sami in there. You got it, boss.
Power Driver Finisher says, H, who you trying to top with this women's match booking? You could take it Tony Khan. This was the Tony Khan special. This was when did this match start? It started at like 9:20, and they put every single woman in the matchup, and still it had nearly the shortest amount of time if it wasn't for Jay and Xavier.
That was a TK special. You're right.
Yep.
Time of the night too.
Yep. Everything. TK special indeed. Power Driver Finisher. Eric Isaac says, at least we saw more women in this match than TK has had in his own AEW shows. You don't watch Collision. Collision get all the females up on there. They get all the females up on there. And I'm sorry, I'd rather see this amount of women in 3 different segments than in 1.
And I'm sorry, this is a great segue. What is Tony Khan doing with Chris Statlander? What?
Oh, I did an hour show on Collision Discourse this week, and I feel like 40 minutes of it was just me being like, what the fuck are you doing? She could still be babyface with Stokely Hathaway. If you wanted her to be babyface, just have her feud with Mercedes Moné. You don't have to try that hard.
Wild. This man cannot book. He can't book. He needs help.
This is now the 3rd act that they've taken away from Stokely Hathaway without any explanation.
And it's not Stokely's fault. Feel bad for him.
No. He's made all of them work. Him and Jade Cargill, he made work, and they just scrapped that, left that alone. The Firm is the only one that he could have made that work, but they never even gave him a chance, really. And then this Chris Statlander one was great. This finally felt like you found him a role. He works with it. They have chemistry together. They could have been baby faces together going against Mercedes and Camille, but scrapped it. Terrible looking. I said it yesterday. I was like, the top of the card always seemed like it has a direction, and that is going well. But everything else, anything below the top of the card, the world title scene or main event stars, it seems like he's booking week to week and
It's like
figuring
that
shit
meme.
out.
Have you ever seen that meme with like the horse? Somebody's drawing a horse, and like the first half of it is like so beautiful, well done. It's like Josh drawing, and then the second half of it is like me drawing. So like it just looks stupid. You know, that's what it's like.
It really is like that. We got Sami Zayn made his entrance, and then we went to commercial break. And then we had a pre-tape promo with Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill talking about how they are done hosting Bad Blood, and now they're getting back to business. They heard Damage Control's challenge, and they are offering them a tag team title match next week on Monday Night Raw, and they're going to stand on business. And it was made official for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill will versus Damage Control's Io Sky and Kairi Sane on Monday Night Raw from St. Louis, Missouri.
Should be good. Please don't die, Kairi.
Please give it above 10 minutes, Triple H. Please.
Gotta.
Please. Like, come on, man. After they cooked a couple of weeks ago, please don't make them the Intercontinental title match of tonight.
By the way, next Monday, Raw is facing Jets, Bills, and 2 baseball playoff games. Oh my goodness! Right.
That's why they pre-taped it. Probably the reason they told everybody is because we're going to the UK next week. Man, y'all can't do a Monday Night Raw in the UK anymore.
Yeah.
Like what are you talking about?
So stupid. Makes the show better. Those crowds.
For real, even if it was pre-taped, it's always going to be pre-taped, but it would be live for me. I'm in the UK. It would have been on TNT Sports Live.
True.
I could have watched Monday Night Raw. Yeah, I could have went Monday Night Raw real early. They also let us know there's going to be a special music video dropping tomorrow on WWE's YouTube for the Hell in a Cell match between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, titled "It's Supposed to Hurt."
Wow, that's what she said.
Wow. And then finally,
Yowie, wowie.
You had the World Heavyweight Championship matchup. Sami Zayn challenging Gunther. Gunther made his entrance at 9:40 p.m. Eastern, so you had a good 20 minutes before the start of this matchup here. We got the big intros for both men before the bell rang. Bell rang about like 9:42-ish. Zayn feigned a dive to the outside, faking out Gunther that they had a nice little slow start, filling out process with the lockup and a headlock. Sami went for a big crossbody, but Gunther caught him and then puts him up against the turnbuckle and starts chomping him and he put his boot in his face. Gunther lays in the chops and the boots to Sami for a bit, hitting him with the big chop. Sami would continuously try for the Blue Thunder Bomb, but Gunther kept stopping him, putting on the headlock, basically overpowering Sami. Gunther applied a sleeper at another point of the matchup and looked like he would get the finish with that, but Sami was able to finally reverse, hit the Blue Thunder Bomb for a 2 count, and we went to another commercial break in less than 8 minutes of the match. Zayn gave Gunther a back body drop on the outside, an exploder suplex into the barricade, and then Haluva kick into the barricade. Zayn struggled to get Gunther on his feet, so he went and break the referee's 10 count. He then came outside and lifted Gunther on his back and hoisted him into the ring. He hits him with a big Haluva kick in the corner. He goes for a third Haluva kick and tries to finish off Gunther, but Gunther turns him inside out. Sami landing high on his neck after this lariat by Gunther, only getting a 2 count. Gunther tried for a power bomb, but Zayn reversed it into a small package. Gunther came back with a shotgun drop kick into the corner and then followed up with a big power bomb for another near fall. The crowd was getting behind Sami at this point. Big Sami chants. Gunther followed up. He hits a big clothesline once again and then picks him up for another power bomb. And Sami kicks out at 1. This got a huge pop, probably the biggest pop of the night. Gunther sold this perfectly. He sold this perfectly. The look of shock on his face, and he falls back into the ropes. Oh man, Gunther's facial expressions are top tier. Gunther then applies a sleeper once again, trapping Sami, but Sami is still fighting. The referee checks on his hand and he sees if Sami will drop, but Sami raises it. He tries to reach for the bottom rope. He's just fingertips away, but then Gunther traps his arm. He pulls him back. Sami fades away, and Gunther gets the win via pass out, via referee stoppage. Gunther retains the World Heavyweight Championship. Gunther is moving on to Crown Jewel. The last portion of this matchup was great. It was great stuff. These two guys have impeccable chemistry together and always know how to play the underdog babyface versus the overpowering monster heel to perfection. And then post-match, you get Gunther going up the entranceway, and he is interrupted by the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, who raises the undisputed WWE champion. As it is official, it will be Gunther going one-on-one with Cody Rhodes for the Crown Jewel champion, champion versus champion, best versus the best. What did you think about the main event here, Gunther and Sami? I thought overall, very good. A very good matchup with a great final stretch that really got the crowd on their feet, and the loudest pop of the night was that one count. What did you think?
I agree with what you said about this match. Really enjoyed the fighting spirit spot for Sami Zayn. That was cool. The only thing is, who really bought that Sami was going to win here? That that takes away a bit from the match. Not really believing that Sami has a solid chance of winning. So. But they still delivered in the ring. Still delivered a good match. It wasn't the WrestleMania match, but didn't expect it to be either. So
sure,
they still delivered, and we're gonna get Gunther Cody. And like I said earlier, prefer these matches at Crown Jewel if you're gonna do them instead of Survivor Series. And it sucks that you're giving away Cody Gunther here when it could have been saved it for later for like a real program.
I think that the result of this can play into a bigger program between the two guys. I really think that Gunther should win at Crown Jewel. And you can have that be due to, Kevin Owens getting involved and interfering. But I feel like the way you build this to a bigger program between the two is Gunther beating him instead, because then you can have Cody say, well, I'm the one that eliminated you from the Royal Rumble for my first Royal Rumble win. Wasn't it? Yeah, for his first Royal Rumble win, he eliminated him, and then I think in the second Royal Rumble win, he was the one that eliminated Gunther as well. I think, but and then you can have Gunther say, "But you never beat me. I pinned you."
Yeah. So either way, heels are gonna have this Crown Jewel championship. That's funny. Just like maybe it's a Gunther Nia sweep again. Yo.
The Saudi twosome, the evil Saudi twosome. There you go.
I'd give it to Liv and make Dom carry that around, and Dom's just acting like it's his belt. That's great.
That's actually pretty good. That's actually pretty good. Pretty good.
The Saudi champ Dom.
Will just was saying, I'd love and hate how Sami makes me believe he can win outside of Bryan. He's great at that. Yeah, he's second behind Bryan, where I think he's going to win every match.
I didn't have that feeling last night, though.
No, I didn't have it either, mostly because of the poster. Because I think there was a chance coming off of the Goldberg angle where you could have had Goldberg distract Gunther, and that's how Sami beats him. But the story going into the matchup was that Gunther needed to beat Sami.
It's so funny because, Twitter does let you post 2 photos at a time. So you could have had 2 photos made before. What will happen? And you would have got more people probably tune into Raw to see this, to see what happens. I don't know. Would make it great promotion.
Agreed. 100% agree with you there. Yeah, so a lot of people enjoyed the main event, it seemed, except for Power Driver Finisher, who says the Donnybrook match was match of the year. He says the Donnybrook took away all the momentum that this match could have had. I love you, Power Driver Finisher. You're awesome. All right, that brings us to a close on this episode of Monday Night Raw. I want to thank
Chuck. 1 hour 19.
Chuck Berries for sending that super chat donation. Final call for super chat donations. Any dollar amount matters. If it's $1, if it's $2, we appreciate any of the support that you give us here. But also let us know in the chat your match of the night, your MVP, your LVP. Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle. And out of 10, what did you give the show? For me and Romeo for the October 7, 2024 edition of Monday Night Raw in 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up for Romeo. Thumbs in the middle for me. Out of 10, what did you give the show, Romeo?
6.5.
That's thumbs in the middle.
Nah.
If you're see, you didn't go to Catholic school. I went to Catholic school. 65, that's a thumbs in the middle. That's not passing. 70 and above is passing. I gave it a 6.5 as well.
Nice. But hey, man, I think I enjoyed it more than you, though, even though we got the same score, because I watched it in an hour 25 straight. Great. I can imagine if I were you, I watched that. All the commercials, 2 hours.
Man, all those commercials made it still feel like I was watching a 3-hour show. Oh man, a lot of 6 out of 10s for this one. Yeah, I saw even in Wrestle Talk, they had like the highest percentage of thumbs in the middle that they've ever had for an episode of Raw ever. But a lot of 6 and 6.5s here in the chat. What was your match of the night, Romeo?
Might surprise you. Sheamus and Pete.
Hey, not surprising. Power Driver Finisher. Power Driver Finisher thinks that's a match of the year. I'm gonna give it to Sami versus Gunther. That final 7 minutes of that matchup was great.
Yep.
Who was your MVP for the show, Romeo?
Sheamus. Overpowered Sheamus. Winning a match with hands tied behind his back. Big feud under.
I'm actually going to agree with you there. I'm going to give it to Sheamus. He's, like I said, one of the best all-time WWE. He might be up there, all-time WWE TV wrestlers. Like the matches with Drew, his series of matches since he's come back from injury. He still hasn't been on a fucking PLE. He just delivers banger matches on TV every fucking week, it seems. Kluvik Kaiser, Braun Breaker, like he's just delivering on TV. So Sheamus is my MVP this week. LVP, Romeo.
Even though to me he's the best character on the show, probably the best character on both shows. He got his ass kicked quick. Xavier Woods.
I think once again we're gonna agree because I'm not gonna pick on Pure Fusion Collective every week.
Okay.
Here, so I'll give it to
Like, that
Xavier
was the most
Woods.
boring part of the show. So you could see giving LVP, but Xavier lost way too quick, and it adds to his frustration level as his character. But it don't escape you LVP here on this show.
Agreed. That match was shorter than the women's match, so yeah, you got LVP, bro.
And because Pete Dunne lost to somebody with his hands behind his back, but he still got a banger match out of it at least.
Yeah, he got that to fall back on. So I'll give Pete the pass as well, but. A lot of Sheamus for MVP. We even got Sexy Red for LVP.
LVP.
Yeah, LVP for Sexy Red. We got LVP for Pete Dunne and Paul McVeck.
Ooh.
Not Loveback, but McVeck.
I see what you did there. It took me a minute. I'm slow.
Romeo, thank you as always for joining me for Rated Raw review. You've already spoiled that you're not coming next week, huh?
No, I'll be there because it only takes me an hour 25 minutes to watch the show.
See, this is why we love you. That's why we love you, sir. But let everybody know where they can follow you on social media and when they can see you again on their YouTube screens.
Romeo Damas, all social media. I think I don't know if there's gonna be a Wrestle Dream watch along because there's a lot going on that night, including my Yankees. So I don't think I could pay attention, do it faithfully a stream. So might be next time you see me is right here next Tuesday.
There we go, folks. There we go. You can follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. You can follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at True Hill Heat, patreon.com/True Hill Heat. $3 a month gets you exclusive content. The best place to support us when we are not live here. I will be live tomorrow here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel at 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time with Jay News. Yes, Jay News is going to do a non-New Japan pay-per-view preview. He is joining me for the AEW Wrestle Dream preview right here on the channel. So join us live for that tomorrow. He'll also join me on Friday at 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time for not our AEW, but NJPW King of Pro Wrestling preview as well. And then in between all of that, Thursday, we didn't switch days, even though AEW did. We're still sticking on Thursday. 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Join us for AE Ramble with me and Jimmy breaking down AEW Dynamite, as well as I'm going to tell Jimmy, because he got an extra day to review NXT. He's got an extra day. I'm giving him an extra day to watch both shows. Touch your tips in the chat. We appreciate y'all for joining us live. Join us live tomorrow and the rest of the week. We got a big week on tap. Saturday, the flagship podcast, 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time with final predictions for Wrestle Dream and all the latest wrestling news. And then Sunday, we got our Wrestle Dream review as well. So Wrestle Dream week it is. For Romeo, it is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. Check out our Bad Blood review as well with me and True Jaw Josh. But until next time, this has been Rated Raw Review number 38, Road to Riha, for the October 7, 2024 edition of Monday Night Raw. We are signing off until next time.